Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Chai in the Bay, where we unpack modern life.
Hi, I'm Shipra with my longtime besties Manisha and Deepa. We are your resident Desi techie moms and your hosts for today.
So, settle in for a cozy conversation about balancing life, career, family, and while the chai warms your hands and heart. Hey, ladies, you know what happened yesterday? A photo popped up in my phone from past memory, and guess what? It was from our girls' trip.
Oh,
Yeah, it was so good to see that, and I was reflecting on that. In the early years, we just got away from one night to San Francisco or Napa, and now we have become this multi-day trip. It has evolved into something much more. So I thought probably we should discuss about that today. What do you guys think?
yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think I feel like maybe it's also time for us to start planning about our girls' trip, given how long it takes for us to plan and execute, get to the execution part. But nevertheless, I think this is a topic which is very close to our heart. So we should talk about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do it.
So, what do you like?
I like getting away from the family. That's what I like.
Really? So no guilt?
Yes, as a mom, of course, and as a wife, there is some guilt, but I think by the time we plan and get to our trip, I'm so exhausted that I'm like, thank God we're here. The guilt diminishes by the time we're ready to get out of the house.
That's true. What about you, Deepa?
For me, I think it's very refreshing when I think about girls' trip, because it is, along the lines of Manisha, it's time away from your family. It's not like I'm yearning for it, but it is sometimes good and from your daily routines. And something to do like 100%, with my time with like-minded folks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a lot of different things. I think it's about giving a sense of that identity to us, right? Like I think we've started doing it and we enjoy it for all of these reasons, one of them being it just gives us that sense of identity, something that we are doing on our own, right? It's not something that is just attached to your family. It's like our own endeavor, our own initiative in a way. But I agree. It's very refreshing. And then it's also giving you time away from your family a little bit, which I think that it kind of helps you appreciate them a little more, I think.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. It's like it's as if we are all wanting to get away from our family. No, that's not what it is. I think we are saying is
what it is. I think
no, it is a reset. I am happy to come back to them. You know what I mean? Like because I missed them too.
True.
And it gave me a pause and reset from my daily routine. Now I'm okay to get back to the same routine and grind and makes me happy.
Yeah, and I think, whatever said and done, for me, I enjoy this girls' trip or, the trip that the three of us take, even if it's like the one day we used to get out, was because I was not making any decisions, right? As a mom, I feel like, as just the woman of the house, I feel like I'm making decisions constantly, and that is tiring. And especially now, I don't know if I feel like the decision fatigue is only growing. So every time we are on a trip, I'm happy to delegate decision making to the two of you, and I can just sit back and do what you need me to do, and enjoy and just let go of anything.
I think there is something to it. I think it's because we are constantly in this caregiving, mode, being the mom mode, or the control tower for the family, it's just like running and managing everything. I think maybe that's what it is. It's just like, that's why it's such like a good mental break, because then for once you are not the one who's taking care of everybody around you, you can, if nothing else, it's like your peers, right?
Yeah.
So even though we are still taking decisions together, but still it's a bit more in a peer mode, and it's not like you are responsible for everybody else's needs or tantrums or wellness or whatever that comes in being a mom and a caretaker.
I think that's the big difference between a family trip, or even if it's like an extended family trip and stuff, is you like, for me it might be just a personality thing, right? I want to make sure that everybody is feeling included, everybody is having a good time, everybody has something to do. And more often than not, people we're traveling with are so different, like, even within my family, right? I want to, if I'm in a new place, I want to do everything. I want to, discover everything. I want to do all the food trip and everything, right? And my husband is completely opposite. For him, vacation is like, don't ask me to get out of the bed and just let me be. And, I want to take my naps. I want to be at the beach and things like that. And so finding that common dynamic, you're making some compromises.
And I would think that based on that means taking care of kids or keeping the kids entertained and fed and taken after falls more on you then.
I know. You guys just remind me why vacations make us feel I need a vacation from a vacation from those trips, right? But one thing we forgot to mention, which is the topmost thing for why I like our girls trip, which is I get to do things that otherwise I wouldn't be able to do with my family, right? There are things I want to so much pictures we take, so many hikes we go on, some of those things my family would be like, maybe that's not on the agenda at all, right? So I am excited all the time to try those with you guys.
Yes. That is very true. I feel like that the adventure level of our trips is also increasing over the years, right? Like we started with one night trip to San Francisco and came back, and the next time we went, we started going to Napa. We took few trips annually to Napa, and then next we know we are hiking in Zion and doing Narrows, and then last year Arizona, and we're trying to doing rock climbing,
the canyons,
without any experience or exposure, and I feel like there is a sense of discovering our own self in the process. Like I didn't know I could do that, right? So it's like not even knowing your own limits, and then you try a little bit more, a little bit harder every time, and you find that, oh, I did something like this, right?
The feeling of accomplishment, and forget about that. I mean, I enjoy the bragging rights we get after the fact, because the stories, the pictures, like I always come back to them and look at them, and it's always great to share that. Like I enjoy that bit more, and you're right, like I'm not adventurous, or I won't do a lot of things on my own, but you both encourage me. I see you both doing it, so I feel like, okay, I can do it, but of course in limits and constraints. I will stop wherever I feel like I've hit my limit. We did that every trip. I usually am the one who will stop at this point, and you both will go ahead.
Oh yeah, remember the Narrows trip, and you were being very courageous. I think you were not at your best health-wise at the time, but you were pushing through.
I didn't know how to swim.
Yeah, oh gosh, that was so fun.
You can't swim in that.
People were swimming in there.
Yeah, people were swimming.
You remember? Yeah. You remember there was this on the way back. There was a point where somebody mentioned that we had a lot of people we were following, but there was a point where somebody said, oh, this is too deep, unless you know how to swim, don't cross this way, go the other way. And that's actually, I think, another good point of the people we meet on these hikes. Like I feel like that hiking community is like its own group of people. They're complete strangers, but they'll help, they'll encourage.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
I mean, the easy conversations, right? We are able to have
but encourage something in the wrong direction, because Narrows, I think there was a waterfall that Deepa and I were chasing, and they kept telling us, it's right there, just like a little more, it's right there. And next thing we know, we've been hiking for 2 hours, and then there was no waterfall in the end.
No, we decided to cut short and okay, we'll have to take
because we were not getting
But one thing I think we need to probably get better every time we plan. This is better planning of it, because there are too many components to the planning, right? Even if it is just few days, okay, there is time when we are going to go. There is which place, that again comes, is it distance, whether we are flying, the cost. There's too many components, right? And it should be safer. And it has to have some adventure that we are all looking for. So I don't know. What do you guys think? How do we get ahead of that hump this year so we do
my
plan
gosh.
better?
That is why we start talking about it.
So talk early.
Yeah, we
what
talk
solution?
about it in January, then maybe we'll have a trip by December.
Okay.
No, I think I liked the fact that the last time when we did Arizona, I was able to club the office and the personal travel together. So it was easier. Like, the family is already used to the fact that I'm not there. So, that management of kids and family, and that is mentally taken care of. And, of course, the logistics and all was weird because we were trying to coordinate, but I think for me personally, that was a good experience in terms of combining trips. So maybe, that's what we could do. Yeah.
I mean,
maybe
one
if
other
we're
thing.
on a family trip, we could all just say, okay, the two of you come.
Let's do hiking.
Yeah, that's going back. Vacation from a vacation.
That'd be too much. I want this in a separate bucket. Yes.
You need to recover from family vacation.
So send the family back and the three of us just go.
But I don't know. Probably another thing we could do is this year be intentional about the place and the adventure. Like, for example, let's say we choose a place and that is only good in spring. Then we should all figure out a spring timeline for us. Something like that. Right? Otherwise, we will just go whichever allows us timeline. So the timeline is I think the most bottleneck.
I agree. I think timeline is definitely challenging. But I think we should start talking and then start throwing ideas and options, and then maybe we'll have something figured out.
Yes.
But what about preparations? Maybe that's another thing to consider about. So how do you prepare for our girls' trip? Is there anything?
Yeah, I think that is a good point. I feel like a few years ago when my kids were younger, obviously there was more stress about taking these kind of, trips, because then you feel guilty, of course, mom guilt sets in. I think as over the years, as my kids have grown up, I think I don't have to prepare as much. I prepare a little food and keep it.
Prepare them as much.
Prepare them. No, don't have to. I think, I feel that maybe at certain level, they secretly look forward to these trips. Because if I step out of the house if mom is not there, then it's a excuse for them to take out and eat out as much as they want, do things that they want to do. So I think it's their kind of secret vacation as well. Staycation, yeah, exactly.
What other preparation? For me?
What about you?
Yeah, I think apart along the lines also like family. I think right now they know. We do this, so it's easy for me. There's no preparation of the family. I mean, there is some preparation in terms of schedule. Okay, there are some things which I do. I have to hand over to spouse and things like that. But you know what? Specific two preparations come to my mind. When we did Zion, I had to really invest on the hiking bag and the water sleeve. 2-liter water sleeve, because you do need. So you have to take into account. Okay, how long is my hike going to be? Is it going to be hard? What other things do I need? So that I recall. And similarly for Arizona, we went to the canyons, right? So canyons, some places they are dark, some places you get light. So I researched on what kind of outfit would look better in the photo. So I should do
layers. Deepa's layers meant for her photo. Put it on, take it off. Put it on.
So there are various kinds of preparations. Ignore me here.
Oh God. For me, okay, Arizona trip was probably the first time I prepared. And again, for the trip, right? Not for leaving the family behind, but for the trip. Because before then, like Zion, for example, was I didn't think about anything. You just told me, okay, we're doing this. I packed my bag.
I think we did not know what we were getting into.
We were, which is fine.
Yes.
Which is probably a good thing. Otherwise, I probably would not have been able to convince myself to do it.
That's true.
But for Arizona, because there was a lot of hiking and like steep climbs, I did check check fitness wise what I needed to do so that I could prepare for that. And so the funny thing was, the fitness, one of the advice was to make your knees stronger.
Okay.
Right? And to do that, you have to like do a lot of up and down or like steep climbs. Now, I was not going to go on hikes for steep climbs. Like that's just, I'm too lazy to do that. So in between like, meals or meetings or just, the stairs in my house, I would just, instead of going it up and down like once, I just did it like 5 times.
Wow.
Like, okay, that's it. I did badminton today.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, I worked around it. So I mean, if we do Grand Canyon, the rim to rim that we were planning to
high
do,
altitude, right? Yeah,
we will have to train. I feel like physically we need to, for those challenging places. I don't want to go there unprepared.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right? I mean, fun if you're just taking me to like a fun wine tasting trip, but then sure, I will prepare in other ways.
For that too.
Then the photo op will be better. Then I need to do the shopping preparation.
Yeah, I think it's overdue. We should do overnight hike, things like that, a longer hike, and we should prepare for it. But yeah,
but you guys are for keep pushing on our adventure level. Like we should not turn back from that.
Absolutely.
We did chicken out from what was it? Half Dome.
Half Dome, I'm still chickening out. Okay, I'm telling you,
Half Dome and Grand Canyon, rim to rim.
Grand Canyon, rim to rim. I'm still okay. But after watching all the videos of Half Dome, I'm like,
sometimes too much information.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's not good.
I think I will again stop at a certain point, and you both are welcome to go up.
Yeah, I say let's try Grand Canyon rim to rim.
But I think what I one of the things that we were talking about, what's my favorite part of our girls trip is also the wind down. Right, the calmer sort of craziness that sort of settles in by the evening, by the night after we've come back from dinner and everything, and then we're like just talking and drinking and just enjoying and reconnecting. I think that is one of the things I look forward to.
Yeah, no, but I tend to think those are different segments of our trip. Like it's not even like a side effect or something that happened, but we are intentional about it, right? Like, okay, is there last time I think in Arizona, right? We went into the pool, hot tub, things like that.
Yeah.
So winding down like that way, and then I believe we did a spa in Zion, if I'm not wrong.
That's true.
We always spa even before. I think we did one trip which was just a spa day.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah, did we bully them into opening that spa?
Oh my god, that is true. They kept it open just for us.
Yeah, I think they
and you dragged us into shopping last time.
Yes.
Oh my god, that shopping was I don't know. Gosh, like we could not even just put stuff in our suit. We not even fit it into our suitcases.
In Arizona, what city was it? But they should like probably give me some marketing budget because you have no idea how many people I have referred to who have told me, oh, we're going to Arizona, we're going to this place. Like, oh, you have to go here. This is a store you have to visit.
And after shopping, I felt that that was itself an adventure because would we get into the plane or not? Will they allow this or not?
Yeah. Oh my god. Do you remember we were actually like running? We were very cut to make it to the airport.
Yeah, right? You know why that happened? Deepa wanted a vegetarian pizza. So Deepa wanted a vegetarian pizza that we had to get run 2 miles from one end of the airport to the other end of the airport to get the pizza. And the meanwhile, our plane was
my pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now you're just Deepa's justification is she was trying to order pizza.
But yeah, fun steps aside, I'm curious. Like, what are some things you guys feel like, oh, I'm compromising this, or that are
on our trip?
Yeah, on our trip.
Oh, on our trip,
we do stay in the same room.
Yeah, we do stay in the same room.
I love how Manisha takes turns sleeping with both of us. You don't even have to ask. She's like, I'll be the big adjustment person here. Deepa's going to take her bed. Shipra's going to take her bed. I'll just fit in with whoever, wherever.
Yeah, I think there are very few things. Oh, you are most welcome. I think there are very few things that are non-negotiable for me. As long as I'm eating on time, I think food is my big thing. And as long as I'm driving, I think that's the thing. I prefer driving when we are going anywhere, and that's true in most of my groups.
I think that's
prefer
why
the
I
driving.
love going on trips with you guys, because I hate driving.
We're meant for each other.
Exactly. So we complement each other.
But
What is
in
yours?
general, I mean, it's my, I think non-negotiable would be coffee, my morning coffee. But other than that, I think in general, it's not a compromise, but I do think we need to adjust our time of, taking shower, who's going first, who's coming, whatever. Those are the things that I think we don't think about, but because we have been close and we know each other for a while.
Let's tell our audiences about that compromise, because we are a little bit stingy. We're trying to have these vacations on budget, so we are sharing one room.
Yes.
But if you are not stingy like us and you take different rooms, then you don't have this problem.
No, but it is fun though, right? Those
It is fun, yeah.
those crazy.
Sharing is caring.
It's reliving our hostel days, right?
Yeah,
I mean, during college time, I used to live with two other girls. We didn't have a bathroom in our hostel, so it was a shared among, I don't know, the entire floor of girls living together. So I think it's just reliving that fun time.
Yeah, there's
and
fun in
that's
that
good.
too. Yeah.
But I'm waiting to hear your non-negotiable. I know we give you a hard time about it, so let's see if you'll admit it on the podcast.
Yes, I love my afternoon naps, and that's what you guys want me to say.
Yes, we want you to admit it on
Admit
this
it
honest
on
conversation.
air. Yes, honest conversation, the honest part of it, yes. Even if it is for half an hour, 45 minutes, I need that in the afternoon. You guys didn't like it, you guys are getting accustomed to it, and now should I say that you are starting to take afternoon naps? Maybe she's preparing for the next girl trip. So I'm glad it is rubbing on you now. We're learning from each other. There are habits and ways of doing things that you sometimes just learn from other people.
I mean, this is another way to pause, right, in the day.
Exactly.
Slow down,
Recharge.
Recharge, get
So there's
energy
nothing
for the
wrong about it.
Exactly.
But I think what it is recognizing that, hey, okay, being inclusive about it. Okay, one person in our group needs it, whether we need it or not,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
And accommodating for it.
Accommodating,
And
yes.
similarly, like when it comes to food, and we both eat vegetarian food, I know. Like, so Manisha, we try to be inclusive, find a place that accommodates both,
Yeah.
but those kind of adjustments, right? I think it is important those people come together and we all understand each other, and that makes it much more fun. Otherwise, it can turn into something like not fun.
True.
Yeah, that is the difference between your family vacation and your girl trip vacation. Family vacation, you get to tell everybody what should they do, what should they eat, where should they go, where should they get out, where should they eat. In girls trip, obviously there is adjustment, but there is fun in adjustment, and
that's true.
pulling each other's leg on it too.
That's true. That's true. So, switching gears slightly, but I don't know if I've ever talked to you both about this. But I know a lot of women who choose not to go on these trips, right? Not to go out with just their friends, and will always, especially if they're married and have kids, they choose not to do it. And I've heard all different types of reasons. But what about you? Like, what are your thoughts on this?
That is interesting because my feed is full of people who go on trips. So I'm who are these people? Why? I'm not sure. I mean, besides, if people don't go intentionally, either it is guilt or maybe they don't have a supportive family. I mean, it does take a lot of support for us to be out of our routine, right? So maybe there are constraints there, right? Other than that, I don't see why someone wouldn't want
I
to.
would acknowledge that this is definitely a new thing, that is starting to propagate from our generation onwards. Our moms did not do it, right? They did not take girls trip, or not as many girls trip, or not in the name of the girls trip, like maybe they will have. So I think there is a cultural aspect to it, right? Like, especially us being, Asian women, which is somewhat more conservative than Western culture, where there is less individuality. It's all about family. You do things as a family, and to have a woman, go out and do her own stuff is just not a norm, right? Or wasn't a norm, at least in the prior generations. So I can understand that, if there are women around who are not able to get out because, maybe mentally they are not there yet, right? Or they don't have that support system. They don't have spouses who are ready to support that. And I will tell you this thing, when I started going on these trips, like, I love my mom, but again, just the cultural aspect of it, I could tell that in the beginning she was, it was a little strange to her. It's like she would tell me, how can you do that? Like, how can you leave your kids behind and go? And I was like, Mom, like, okay, I'm going to do it. But I'm just like sharing very frankly that, my mom loves me. She wants the best for me. But even for her to accept the fact that, my daughter is doing her own thing, she's going on a fun trip with her friends, leaving her family behind was a bit of an adjustment. Now she's come around, but in the beginning it was a big thing for her.
I mean, to be honest, now that you say it that way, it was like that for me personally initially. It's like there is some guilt, right? It's when you take time for yourself, there is nothing wrong at all. Actually, we should do, right? If it is beneficial for us. And it was a mindset change for myself. Forget the generation culture aspects of it, right? Like, because I have not done this, I've always been in this on the go mode all the time, doing things. Suddenly, when they did for the first time, it was like such a wake up, refreshing, different moment, and then I got the taste of it now.
Yeah, because again, where we come from, the way we've been brought up, we are always in the giving mode. We are the givers. We are conditioned to think of ourselves that way. Forget about others.
Yes.
We're conditioned to think of ourselves. It's our job to take care of everybody. It's our job to be around for everybody. If kids need something, we should be there. Or even if they don't need it, like, we should be there, actively, reactively, always taking care of everybody's needs. So in that setup, if you just start thinking about yourself, it's construed a little bit selfish almost, right? Like, you're just starting to think about yourself now. But I'm glad that we are, able to overcome that barrier or that mindset, and thank God, like, we have supportive families and spouses to at least make this happen.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not just about where you go. It's about how you are whenever you take those trips and who you take that trip with, and create some good memories, moments, beautiful moments, and stories that you get to tell after your trip.
That's true. So on that note about creating memorable shared moments, how about we switch to our chai shot segment?
Yeah.
So chai shot segment is our rapid fire round where we ask questions that you are supposed to, my fellow podcasters here will respond without overthinking, without backtracking.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are ready for our chai shots today?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll start with something simple, okay?
Okay.
Would you rather underpack or overpack? Start with you first.
Oh man, I think I will always overpack.
What about you?
Overpack also.
Okay, now you guys know, right? We shop and given our shopping habits, now we should maybe consider underpacking.
No, we always have to pack an extra bag.
Alright, overpack the bag. Alright, okay. What is your vacation type that you prefer? Adventure or luxury?
Both.
No, it's not pick one. You cannot pick both.
I want the adventure to be luxurious.
A luxury of adventure.
No wonder our planning is hard.
Okay, you pick the
For me, adventure.
Adventures, right? Okay, me too, adventure. But I will not do camping that requires sleeping on the floor or in the tent.
Yes, no, glamping.
Okay. Here comes the next one. What makes a trip epic? Okay, your choices are: number 1, goof ups; number 2, scale of adventure; number 3, food.
Goof ups.
Stories we get to tell, whether that comes from the adventure or goof ups.
I don't want to political about it.
It's hard. You
Okay,
gotta
what did
No.
you like goof ups?
Goof ups. I mean, you remember the last time, the Arizona trip, the light of the tire kept going off, and we didn't know why the hell the tire was doing that, and we kept calling our husbands. This is happening. We don't know what to do with this. You both have forgotten. Okay, I was driving.
What was that
So I remember the goof up.
Okay, I was probably asleep in the back seat. All right. Okay, this is a fun one. Let's see.
All right.
Okay, your relationship with alcohol on vacation. Okay, here are your choices.
She's going to start.
I'm gonna start with Deepa. Your choices: casual and responsible, celebratory but classy. Just one more. Deeply committed, spiritually bonded.
What? It's casually whatever the first choice.
Casual and responsible.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Deepa is very responsible.
Yes,
She's
Deepa's
the
the
designated
responsible.
driver.
She's the responsible one.
No,
What about you?
I'm level 4.
Committed. You know, yeah, whatever. Deeply committed.
That is the point of the vacation, is to not be responsible.
That's
So
true.
here it is.
That's true. Yeah. Bring on what $6 wine.
No $6, no cheap wine, okay, please.
Cheap wine.
I don't want headaches in the morning.
All right. Okay. How many messages on average group chat before a destination is finally booked? Okay, listen to your options. 150 messages, 500 messages, 1200 plus messages, or 4000 plus messages.
Oh my god. I mean,
Did you really count or just throw numbers?
no, I'm going to take a guess, okay? The last one took us 2 years to plan, so it has to be the maximum.
What counts is what? I don't know. I'll do the second choice.
Yeah, it's 500. You
Yeah.
really think we
You
finalize the trip in 500? That
Does we
doesn't
finalize
happen.
the trip, we just don't take it.
Yeah, then it's 500 after 500 messages.
It
got
resets.
shared.
It resets.
Yeah, the answer is number 4, by the way.
Really?
I did not count, but like this is the standard. This is the average. And that wraps up our chai shots for today. Short, spicy, and a little chaotic, just like we like them.
Do you take girls trip or trip with your friends? And whatever we discussed and shared with you today, does it resonate with you? We would love to hear from you, your stories, anything you want to share with us.
Together, let's keep this community growing.